configuration data, master data, and transactional data. From the configuration point of view, we discussed about the enterprise structure, we discussed about company code, plant, purchasing of storage location, purchasing group and all, right? And
Yeah.
from yeah, so that was the configuration which is required from the enterprise structure point of view. But that is not the only configuration. For each and every scenario, there will be some configurations which we have to perform. But we will do it slowly as and when we are talking about that particular scenario. Okay, and next to the configuration data is a master data. Master data means the data which remains same for long period of time. The normal definition of master data is the data which remains same for long period of time. For example, if you when you are doing the transaction is a short-term data, right? Once a transaction is done, forget about it. You will not use that transaction again. But master data, you are creating, let's say, vendor, you are creating material. The same material, same vendor, you will use for long period of time, right? And that is the reason they say that the data which is used for the long period of time is a master data. Okay, and one of the example of master data we understood yesterday is the vendor, because without vendor it is not possible to create a PO or go through any procure to pay cycle, right? And second important master data is material, right? If you have a vendor, you know I want to buy from this vendor, but you don't know which material to buy, then again it is not possible, right? So the second kind of master data that we need to understand is called as material master data. Okay, so what we will do today is we will discuss about this material master data, where exactly it is created, what are the things that you need to consider, and then once vendor master and material master data is ready, we can actually go for kind of some transactions. Clear, Abdul?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in SAP, what I'll do is I'll show you how to create a master data, and whenever we'll be talking about a particular field, we will also go through the configuration required for the material master. So I'll go to logistics in materials management. Okay, and you have this material master material. You can see create. These are special, but let's go with the general. So you can see this MM01 is a transaction to create a material. If I double click on this, see I can use the transaction code or I can use this uh, path of easy access. Okay, so now in this material master, it is asking you two things. It is asking you the industry sector. Okay, so there are a lot of industry sectors which are pre-delivered by SAP, like retail, like chemical industry, like mechanical engineering, like pharmaceutical. Okay, so this is just for the information purpose. There is not a much role to play for the industry sector. But this material type is very important field. Material type tells the system what are the different things that you will be doing for a particular material. Okay, let me give you example. Let me tell you some very important material types which are most commonly used. Okay, so let's say material types are divided into three parts. Okay, this is just an example. I'm not saying these are the only three types of materials. This is just for example. You have raw material, okay, and let's say you have finished goods. Okay, so let's take this example when you are working in a manufacturing company. In the manufacturing company, you are actually converting raw materials to the finished goods. Okay, so take any example. Let's say you are manufacturing laptops. So laptop is your finished good, but before you manufacture the laptop, you need the memory, you need the hard disk, you need the processor. Okay, so there are a lot of things which are required as the raw materials. So when you are creating the raw material, when you are creating the material master for the raw material, let's say you are creating the material master for processor. Now in processor, you are not worried about the production related settings because you are not producing it. Okay, so in material master, there are a lot of different things that you can maintain. You can maintain the purchase related information, you can maintain the sales related information, you can maintain the manufacturing related information. Now, definitely, if it is a raw material you don't normally sell directly. Raw material is not purchased to sell, it is purchased to manufacture. So, in case of material type, you will not be having the fields which are relevant to manufacturing and which are relevant to which are relevant to sales. Okay, but in finished goods, you will be doing this for sales. Okay, so when you are talking about finished goods, so finished goods are required for sales. So some of the fields will be applicable here and some of the other fields will be applicable here. And that is the reason you are creating different material types to tell the system that what kind of fields are applicable for a particular scenario.
If it is not there in the list, then in that
If it is
case,
not there in the list, we can create our
we
own.
can create.
Yes. Okay. So question is if it is not in this list when we are creating the material and if we find that that particular thing is not in the list, we can obviously create our own, but by default, SAP provides the material type for all the known kind of scenarios. Okay, so for example, if you see ROH is something which is provided by SAP for raw material. Now, this is something which is not provided by SAP, somebody has created. Okay, so similar to this, you can also create your own. This is for service product. This is for if you go for HAWA, this is for trading goods. Trading goods means if you are a trading company, you are buying and selling. You are doing both. You are not manufacturing, you are just buying and you are selling. You can see this is a semi-finished product. Similarly, FERT will be for the finished product. This is a finished product. Okay, so in short, there are different kind of material types. Okay, this material types, let me show you where exactly you can go and control the material types. So if you go to SPRO, IMG, Logistics General, within Logistics General, there is Material Master, Basic Settings, okay, Material Types, and you can see define attributes of material types. So if you click on this, you can see there is a new entry. So if you want to create your own material type, that is possible from here.
So we have to go here. We have to come here and again add this
Material
new material type.
Yes.
We can't do from this transaction.
No.
Directly.
This is configuration. Okay, Abdul, are you able to understand what is the question? He is asking.
Yeah.
Mukesh is asking that if I want to create a material, but if that material type is not available here, so is there any option from the same transaction to create a material type? It is not possible because material creation is a master data which will be done by the end user. Material type is a configuration data which will be done by the consultant. Okay, so if any new material type is required, it will come to us as a consultant that we want to use this material type. Okay, because the end user doesn't have access of SPR. Right, Abdul?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but almost for the material type, it's listed here all the types of possible materials
Yes,
that it's
exactly.
defined in the system, right?
Yes, there are a lot of material types which are predefined in the system, but if you want to create your own, then this is a place where you can go and you can click on new entry. Okay. Now, for example, if you want to see a particular material type in detail, let's go for ROH. If you double click on this, see here you can specify which transactions are allowed for this material. So you can see production related is not allowed. Why? Because raw material you are not producing, you are purchasing from outside. Okay. Even sometimes the sales is not allowed because whenever you are purchasing the raw material, it is normally to convert it into the finished good, not for the sales. Right. So this determines what fields will appear when you are maintaining the material master. Okay, so for example, if you are selecting, if you are here and you are selecting material type ROH, then it will definitely not allow you to enter any details related to manufacturing because you are not manufacturing in-house. You are just purchasing. Clear, Abdul?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. This is one thing. And second thing is, if you double click on this quantity and value updating, here for every plant, okay, for every plant and material type, whether you are going to evaluate this material or not evaluating this material. Okay, so this is important setting. First is material types. Okay, let's first go to the material types and see all the details. So this is a material type. This is a field reference. Field reference means how the fields will be determined, which fields are optional, which fields are mandatory and all. And there are some options here. Material is configurable. So maybe these are different scenarios. We will talk in detail. But this one, if you understood as of now, that is okay, which means which of the fields will appear whenever you use this material type in the material master. Okay, price control, you can set up default price control. There are two types of price, standard price and moving average price. We will talk about this in detail. Okay, and then once you are done from here, you will double click on this quantity and value updating. And here you need to specify whether this material type is active for your company code or plant or not. So for example, if our plant is, we created yesterday PR11, right? Of the plant? Yes, PR11 is something, PR11, 12, 21, 31. These are the plants we created yesterday. So if I want to use this ROH material type, first of all, I have to specify here whether quantity updating and value updating is allowed or not. If I don't tick this, then system will not allow me to process. Okay, it will stop me there itself. Because whenever you are purchasing any material, the quantity must be updated. Then only it will show you how much quantity is available and how much is the value for that particular material. Okay, so I'm taking this as of now for all the plants. Maybe I'll keep this open because I want to show you what will be the error if you don't maintain this. Okay, so I'll just click on save here. Let's go back now. So this was about material type. Now let's go to the next one. Yeah, so industry sector also, there is a place where you can add your own industry sectors, but normally not required because these are just for the information purpose. Okay, so irrespective of what you use, it is not going to stop you for any particular transaction.
But in case of suppose our service industry, so services are not there.
Yeah, we can add. We can add. Yes, we can add whatever industry sectors we want to add here.
Right now, in case that we make mark on this checkbox for quantity and value, how will that affect on the material master?
See, what will happen is if you are using this material master and if you don't say quantity update, this means you are telling the system that don't record the quantity movements of this material. So let's say if you are purchasing 100 quantity for a same material, you want the system to show in the report that 100 quantity is available. You want the system to record how much quantity was purchased, right? Similarly, not only quantity,
Yeah.
you also want to track the value at what price it was purchased, right? And what is the total value of that particular material in my current stock. So those ticks are important from that perspective.
Okay.
Okay. So for example, now let's say if I go for this chemical industry and if I go with material type ROH, okay. Now one important thing, let me talk about this material also. This material number was allowed up to 18 characters. So you can have the material number up to 18 characters here. Okay, but now in SAP S4 HANA, they increase the length of this material number from 18 to 40 characters. 40, yes, 40 characters. Okay, so this is very important question from the certification point of view. In SAP S4 HANA, what would be the maximum length of material number, right? So in ECC, it was only 18 characters. Now it has been extended to 40 characters. Okay, Abdul?
Yeah, it's up to 40 character to
Up to
for
40
the
characters.
maximum.
40 characters, yes. Okay. Now, again, this material number can be external or internal. What do you mean by external and internal? Let's say if I press enter now, okay, system will ask me a lot of information like what where exactly I want to maintain this. So let's say I just want to maintain on the basic data, for example. So you can see system has automatically triggered the next available number, that is 141. So have I provided this number manually? Abdul, have I provided
No,
this
it's
number?
by the system.
By the system. So if the system is taking on its own, it is internal number. Again, let me show you where exactly that config is maintained. You can see define number ranges for each material type. Okay, so if you click on this and go for intervals, you can see this number ranges are available here. Okay, so there are only two number ranges, 1 and 0, 2. And in the settings, in the material type settings, you will find that the number range is assigned to the material type. So if I go for material type ROH, so ROH must be assigned somewhere here, the number range 0, 1. Where is that? Not here. Let me see. Where is that? No. No, maybe I'll show you later on. But this is where it is getting triggering from. Okay, so there can be two types of number ranges. You can see here there is an external tick. Okay, so this one you see if it is not ticked external, this means this is an internal number range. Which means the system will take the number automatically. But if this external number is ticked, when you are creating the material in this screen itself, if you again go back to mm01 and here itself if you press enter, system will not allow you to go ahead. It will ask you please provide the number first, which number you want to use. And then this number, again the external number also should not be anything. External number should be the number between this to this. Okay, so it has to be in the range, and that too the number which is not already taken. If it is already taken, you cannot create a material with the same numbers. Unique, yeah, it has to be unique, yes. Okay, any questions, Abdul?
No, for now.
Okay, so now if I want to create this material, I will just create this for the purchasing of, okay, and I will create it at the plant level and accounting level. So I'm just selecting the important tabs. As you can see, sales related tab, sorry, purchasing related tab is not coming here. Why? Sorry, again, production related tabs are not coming here because we've seen in the material type settings that only the fields relevant to purchasing and sales are allowed, manufacturing fields are not allowed. Okay, so if you click on OK, it will ask you for which plant you want to create this material. So before you use any material in your plant, it has to be created at that plant level. That is important. So our plant is, let's say, PR01, sorry, PR11, and the storage location that we created was, let's click here and see for PR00, PR11 which storage location we created. So for PR11 we have US01 and US02. Okay, so I'll go with US01, press enter. Now I will get this error. Okay, there is an error that the company code PR01 does not exist or has not been fully maintained. See, whenever in SAP, wherever you are getting the errors, might be looking at this small message, you will not be able to understand what is wrong. Okay, so what you can do is you can click on this help button. It will give you the complete details what is happening wrong. Okay, so if you are getting this message, just close this and it message will appear here. Maximize the screen and just try to understand what is wrong. So it is saying the company code PR01 does not exist or has not been fully maintained. So we know PR01 company code is for sure it is created. But the problem can be it has not been fully maintained. Okay, so if it is not fully maintained, where should I check? So what it is saying is you have entered either the company code or a plant assigned to this company code. However, the company code either does not exist or not been configured for materials management. This is correct. We are not configured. We just created a company code, but we are not configured it for materials management, right? And in order to assign that, what are the things system is asking us to check? It is asking us to go and see if the company has been created or not. Define, copy, delete, check company code. This is the transaction where you can go and see whether the company code is created or not. So if you go here, you will find PR01 is already created. So this is not a problem, right? Come out, close this, come out again. Second is to check whether the global parameters are maintained or not. So yesterday, if you remember, I told you global parameters, four important things to enter: chart of account, fiscal year variant, field status variant, and posting period variant. Okay, so here you will go and see if those things are maintained or not. So even those things are maintained, chart of account, this, everything is maintained, right? So even this is not a problem. Again, go back and see what is the third thing it is asking us to check. Third thing is it is asking maintain company codes for material management. Now this is something definitely which we are not maintaining. Okay, which is again available in the material master basic settings. Maintain company codes for materials management. Okay, if you want to know the transaction code, what is the transaction code of this activity? So if you remember, I told you yesterday, more additional information, display key and IMG activity. Okay, and if you just you can see the last four digits OMSY is a transaction code for this particular activity. Okay, so if you click on this maintain company codes for materials management, for your company code which is PR01, you can see this information is blank, and that is the reason it is throwing error. Okay, so system doesn't know that which period is open for this particular company code in materials management. So we'll go with the current period, which is year is 2018 and the period is 12th month, right? So it is 12th period. Okay, and these are optional. If you want to maintain it, you can maintain. Otherwise, just press enter. System will automatically derive the last month and the last month of the previous year.
We have to change every month.
Yes, we have to change every month. Yes. Every month there is an activity that you will tell the system that now the first period has been started. Yes. So that is called as the closing and opening of the new period. So what we have done, Abdul, here is we specified which is the current period. Okay, based on the current period, system is determining the last period. You can see 2018-11 was the last period, and the last period of the previous year. So 2017 12th period was the last period of the 12th year. Now, what are the sticks? If I just click on this and go with F1, see testing allow posting to previous periods. Do you want to allow the postings to the previous period? Normally, it should not be allowed. Okay, so material movement related postings should not be allowed in the previous period. So let's say today we are in the 12th month, in the month of December. Can I post anything in the month of November? Normally should not be allowed. Okay, so we should not take this. But again, if the customer is demanding this, we don't have any option, we can take this.
Okay, but the FI person decide if we could posting for the last period or the current period.
No, sorry, can you come back again?
I said that the FI person decide whether to post for the last period or for the current period for the fiscal year.
Yes. Normally, not the FI person, it is a combination again. It is not necessary that FI will decide everything, but people will sit there and they will take a decision. In short, the management who is responsible for a complete project, they decide whether the back posting should be allowed or not.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we will go through the complete description, what it is written here. So this indicator is that allow postings to the previous period. In this case, the previous period is the preceding month. Okay, so which means if you are in the 12th period, maximum posting you can do in the last month. That is just 1 month back. It will not allow to make any postings in the ninth month, 10th month, and all. Okay, only the previous month posting it will allow.
I think in ECC not
Allowed. Same. Yeah. Even in ECC also this option is available. If you do not want to allow postings to the previous period, you must cancel the indicator if set. So you need to untick that. It is saying if it is set already and you want to block, just untick that indicator. Please note, however, that the indicator is set again automatically during period closing. During period closing, this indicator is set automatically. It will again reallow postings to the previous period. And if you do not want the indicator to be set automatically during posting closing, then you have to set the indicator disallow back posting generally, which means this one. Okay, so let me explain what exactly it is trying to say. See, currently we are in month of 2018, 12th month of 2018. But if the user is trying to post something in the 11th month of 2018, if this tick is on, system will allow you. If you don't want to allow, you have to untick this first thing. What will happen again in the next month when you perform the period end closing, this tick will automatically get enabled. Every monthly when you perform the closing, by default this tick will again become active. Okay, and again the user will be able to post something in the previous periods. If you want to stop that, if you want that system should not automatically tick this indicator in every month, then you have to tick this indicator. This will stop automatic ticking of this indicator. Okay, so by default, every monthly this indicator is ticked. But if you don't
for
want
only 1 month this is allowed. Next
only
month,
1 month, only preceding month.
no. If we are not taking DB2, DBP, then
If you don't tick this, let's say we are in 12th period now and we already unticked this. Okay, so let's say this is a sitting. We untick this. Now, when you go for the next month, there is a transaction called as MMPV. In MMPV, you specify which month you want to open. So normally every month end, you will go for transaction MMPV. In MMPV, you will specify which period of which year you want to open. So you will specify period 1 and fiscal year 2019. So what will happen as soon as you execute this, this will again automatically become active. By default, it will become active. And again, you have to come manually and untick this. But if you want that this should not be automatically ticked, then you can tick here. So this will stop this indicator to be automatically ticked. That is the reason it is saying disallow back postings generally. Abdul, any questions here? Are you able to understand? These both are very important from the exam point of view as well as from the interview point of view.
Yeah, in case that we are making Miro,
Mm-hmm.
this is will directly affecting whether it could be posting or not, right?
See, normally when you are posting Miro will not check this settings because Miro is accounting document. Okay,
Okay, that means
this
it will not
indicator,
affect it.
sorry.
That means it will not affect it on allowing posting Miro or not.
Yes, Miro will not be affected by this. Migo will be affected by this setting. Migo is the inventory posting, right? This is the transaction which will determine the materials management settings, not the FI settings.
Okay, fine.
Because FI settings, they have a different T code in FI. In FI, there is a transaction called as OB52. In OB52, we assign posting period 1 and 0001. You can see here they define which period is open and which period is closed. Okay, so in FI, they have different settings. So Miro will check the FI settings, not the MM settings. But Migo and any kind of other materials movements, whatever you are issuing, whatever you are receiving, it will go and check OMSY.
Okay.
Okay, so this was a setting which was pending due to which system was not allowing us to proceed. So I'll untick both. Okay, and then I will click on save. Okay, so now that error which we were getting to create a material will go away because now we have maintained the company code settings for materials management, right? So we will completely come out. Okay, and again, after making these changes, again, if you press enter, it will throw the same error. So the only thing is you need to close this completely, go out of this transaction completely, and double click on this transaction once again. Okay, now if you press enter, you specify which fields you want to maintain. So I want to maintain basic data, I want to maintain the purchasing data, I want to maintain the plant related information and accounting related information, right? So I have to specify the plant here. Our plant is PR01 and storage location is US01. Now if I press enter, there is another error now. That error is gone. This is another error. Again, as I told you, if you are getting such type of errors, just click on the help button. It will tell you what is wrong. So now it is saying that PR01 is not existing in T001W. Okay, so now what is T001W? Okay, so in order to check that, if you remember yesterday I told you how you can go and see a particular table because this error is related to the table. Okay, so they are saying that PR01 is not available in this table. And if I want to know what is this table all about, I can go to, can you remember what was the transaction code to see the table?
Is it
No, that was a table. What is the transaction code to see the table?
AC16N?
SE16N is the transaction to go and see the table. So the table is T001W, which is plant and branches table. And it seems like our company code or our plant PR001 is not available in this table. So if I go for PR01 online, see no values found. Okay, so we need to check where exactly we need. Sorry, have you got the point now? I understood what is the problem. This is a plants table. This is a table for plant. Do we have a plant called PR01? What is our plant name? What is our plant number?
Yeah, no.
Abdul,
It is, yeah,
it is PR11, right? And that is the reason we are getting this error. System is saying there is no such plant. Okay, and click on OK. Now again there is another error. Okay, so that
I
error is
watched it.
gone. That was our mistake actually. Now we are getting another error called as material ledger must be set productive for valuation area PR11. Now, if you worked on SAP ECC, you will not get this error, right? Abdul, in ECC, whatever
Yeah,
settings we have done now, those are sufficient. Okay, it will not throw this error in ECC. But now, when we are talking about SAP S4 HANA, they made material ledger mandatory. Okay, so which means
yes,
earlier in SAP ECC, material ledger functionality was available, but it was optional. But in SAP S4 HANA, material ledger functionality has become mandatory. So let me
must
tell
be.
you, yes, let me tell you what exactly is material ledger and then why they made it mandatory and how to activate it. So this first of all, this material ledger is a functionality within controlling. It has like it is not a functionality within materials management. Okay, this is one topic in controlling. What is a kind of benefit of using material ledger? See, if you remember just now, I told you for every material type, we need to specify quantity update and value update, right? Why we do that? We do this because we want to see the real-time value in the stock. Now the question is, sorry, value update. Okay, so now whenever we do any transaction, whenever we perform any materials movement, system will calculate the value in local currency. What do you mean by local currency? So for example, my local currency for company code PR01 is USD, right? Because this is a US company. For PR02, this is a German company, we specified the local currency as Euro. And for PR03, which is our Turkish company, we specified TRY, right? Right, Abdul?
Yeah, right.
Now, which means whenever I will do any transaction in PR01, all my values will be in USD. Whenever I'll do any transaction in PR02, it will affect values in Euro. And whenever I will do any transaction in Turkish currency PR03, it will be updated in TRY. The question now
Yeah.
is, if all of these company codes are part of my group, and at any particular point of time, let's say US is my headquarters, I want to see the values also in USD for all. Okay, so I want to see the value of PR01 also in USD. I want to see the values of PR02 also in USD, and I want to see the PR03 also in USD. So that if my management wants to see what is the total stock available, what is the total valuation of stock available, they will not keep on performing these conversions. Okay, so conversion should be already available in the system. So if this is a requirement that you want, this is called as parallel currency concept. Parallel currency means you have one currency, which is company code or local currency. In addition to that, if you want another currency which can be used for your consolidation purpose, that is called as a parallel currency. So if you have this requirement where you want multiple currencies also to be updated, this is not possible without material ledger. So if you want this particular functionality, it is only possible with the use of material ledger. Okay. So that is the reason material ledger was available in controlling, but the controlling team was performing all these configurations and all. But now in SAP S4 HANA, they made it mandatory. Okay. They are not saying that you specify any one currency of material ledger. They are just saying to technically activate it. So even if you don't have the requirement of one parallel currency, that is also fine, but you have to activate material ledger mandatory. Okay, so this is why material ledger was required. Earlier it was optional. Now in SAP S4HANA it has become mandatory. So if you don't activate material ledger, system will not allow you to perform any single materials movement. It is even not allowing you to create a material. Forget about the material movement. If you go to 1610, 1709 systems, no, 1610. 1610 system, even 1511 system will allow you to create a material, but it will not allow you to do the transaction. Starting from 1709, and this is the latest one, 1809, they are stopping the, they are even not allowing you to create a material master. Clear, Abdul?
Yeah, but as you know, we need to see this in practice to
Sorry, Abdul?
uh, I said that to memorize this, we have to do it in practice to
Exactly, that's
see
the
in
whole
function
idea. Yes.
how it's gonna be.
Yes. So, anyways, after today's session, you will be getting 2 days to practice because we will be meeting on Monday directly. So, whatever things we have discussed, what I'll also do is I will share all these 4 videos with you. Whatever things we discussed till now, I will share these 4 videos because everything is getting recorded. So, just go through the videos. Try to wherever you are stuck, you just open the video and listen to the whatever I'm talking about, and then perform that thing in the system.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Practice is very important. If you just keep on listening, you will definitely forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it is like tell me I forget, teach me I remember, and involve me I learn. So you have to get involved, right, Abdul?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yes, now the thing is we need to activate material ledger.
Material.
Okay, so how to do that? See, these topics which I'm talking about, these were never covered in SAP ECC training. Okay, because it was not mandatory. So in market, if you tell the interviewer that I know all these things, it will make a huge impact. Okay, I'm 100% sure 98% of the consultants who are working in SAP MM, they don't know how to activate material ledger. And it is mandatory in S4HANA, and that is the reason they come to me for training. Right, Abdul?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to SPRO, IMG, and now we need to activate material ledger. And as I told you, material ledger is part of controlling. Okay, so see in the project, when you are working in the real-time project, this activity you can ask your controlling team to do it. Okay, but when you are working in a kind of test system, you don't need the controlling help. It is very straightforward. Okay, so you'll be going into the controlling. Within controlling, you will go to product cost controlling. In product cost controlling, you have this actual costing and material ledger. Actual costing, material ledger. Now there are three steps you need to perform. Number one, assign currency types and define material ledger types. Okay, so here you don't need to do anything. You can use this 9000 which is provided by SAP. These two are created for the testing purpose, but SAP will always provide this 9000 and we can use this 9000 for our company codes or plants. So first step, you don't need to do anything. Let's go to the second one. Assign material ledger types to valuation areas. This is important. So here you have to click on new entry. Your plant, which is PR11, you have to assign it to the material ledger type 9000, which is provided by SAP, right? Press enter and click on save. Okay. The next one is you go to the third one, which is activate material ledger for valuation areas. Valuation area means plant. Okay, so in SAP, wherever you are able to see the valuation areas, it means a plant. Okay, and the third one is you select your valuation area here, which is PR11. Okay, and here you activate it. This is a button to activate, and here you have to specify two. Okay, there are two options, two and three, but you have to specify two. No need to worry about what is three and all because it is too much of technical because it is part of controlling module. So you just need to come here, you need to activate this and click on two and click on save. You will get this message. After activating material ledger, live data must be converted. Okay, so there is one important activity that will follow. This is not enough. Whatever we have done is not enough. We have also to do one more activity. So if you want to see what activity, just click on help. It will tell you where to go and what to do. So it is telling you that after performing this transaction, you also have to go to this particular activity and perform this. So you go to accounting, controlling, actual costing, material ledger, utilities, and production startup. Okay, or the transaction code for this is CKM start. I'll show you. Okay, so just click on continue. So this will be done. PR11 is done now. If you come back, close this, because we need to go for accounting, right? Controlling, product cost controlling, actual costing material ledger, environment, production startup, and this one, CKM start. Set valuation areas as productive. Now, if you double click on this, you specify your plant, which is PR11. Okay. And first in the test run, you can see this is the test run. Just execute it and see if you are facing any issues. If you are getting this error, normally you just need to log off, because sometimes you will get this error, and again the only way to come out of this is log off the system and log in again. So where is that option? This is a new screen that they provided with this system itself, and sometimes it is also very confusing for us because they completely change the layout. Close, close, close. Log off. Okay, and let's log in once again. Okay, and let's go to same path: accounting, controlling, product cost controlling, actual costing material ledger, environment, production startup, and CQM start. Okay, so provide the same plant PR11. Try to execute it once again. It is still showing the same error. Sometimes it takes time to update this. Let's go to SPRO once again. We'll go to controlling, product cost controlling, actual costing material ledger, activate material ledger, and for company valuation area PR11. It is still showing red. It will take some time to get converted to green. Okay, so normally this activity is performed by FI. So there seems to be one.
Do we need to provide change accounting also?
No, that is not required. Okay, only thing, let me check one thing, because let's go to financial accounting global settings. No, yeah, ledgers. Or you have ledgers and define settings for ledgers and currency types. Zero L. Okay, I'm just trying. Once it is done, I'll tell you if this is a problem. PR11. It is all. Oh, where is PR11? PR01, sorry. PR01 is correct. Let's go and try now. Yes, now it is converted to green. Okay, so it was nothing. We have not changed anything in the company code. Okay, we just gone there and clicked on save. So this is the inconsistency. Definitely in 1809 next version when it will come. In 1 or 2 months they will provide the patches. In that patches they will solve this here. This is a bug definitely. Okay, so since this is a new product, there are small bugs where you will find everywhere. Okay, so that is not a problem. So let me tell you what I have done. First of all, I activated these three settings. First one, you don't need to do anything. 9,000 you will just check. Second one, you will assign that 9,000 to your own plant. So PR11 is assigned to 9,000. And in the third one, you will come and you will press the tick on this activate indicator. and you specify the price determination indicator 2. That's it. Okay, once this is done, it will ask you to go for CKM start. But before you go there, normally this will be like red. Okay, so in order to turn this to green, what you need to do is you need to go for financial accounting. Within financial accounting global settings, ledger, and this setting. Just go to 0L ledger. Okay, select 0L from here, company code settings, select your company code, which is PR01. Double click on this and just click on save. No need to change anything here. Just click on save. Abdul, are you finding it difficult?
Yeah, actually, it's a long process, but I
Yeah.
understand
So,
as all.
yes. See, actually, these topics which I'm talking about, we are going into financial accounting, we are going into controlling just to understand the basics. Because if like why we are doing this, what are the different things that are controlled in the financial accounting. So normally in the project, nobody is going to ask you. Even in the certification exam, you don't need to expect this kind of question. But the thing is, if you don't set up this, how will you perform the practice? Okay, so if you want to do the practice in the server, you have to go through this all topics that we are discussing, right? Otherwise, you don't need to remember anything on this. You just need to remember material ledger is mandatory, and there are two steps. One is to activate it, and second to convert it to the production. That's it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I'll go back to that CKM start once again. Earlier it was throwing error. Now it is turned into green. So let's go with the test run first. See, now there is no error and it is actually going further. So I'll cancel this and I will remove this test run. I want to perform this actual run. Just remove the test run, click on execute. So this activity will be done in the background. When you do the activity in the background, it means it will not stop your current screen. It will be happening in the background, right? So you need to specify when you want to start this. I want to start immediately and click on confirm. It will ask you for output device. You provide LP01. This is a printer. Enter, continue, enter. Done. Okay. Now if you go to that material once again, MM01, because earlier it was not allowing us to create, right? Industry, I'll go with chemical. Material type, I will again go with ROH. Press enter. Basic settings, purchasing, general, and accounting. Okay. Enter. Plant is PR11 and storage location US01. Enter. Now it is allowing me to go ahead and create a material. So let's say this is our test material for PR11. Okay. Now there are a lot of fields. Okay, more than 100, 200 fields you will find in all these tabs. Okay, so you can decide actually which fields are mandatory, which fields are optional, which fields you don't want to see through the field control. Okay, so there is a topic of field control. We will talk about that. So in any screen, if you want to hide some field, if you want to make some field mandatory, if you want to make some field optional, those controls are available with us. Okay, so I'll show you how to control the field status. But as of now, just remember that there are a lot of fields available in the material master, and we need to only maintain the mandatory fields. Other fields are optional. If you want to maintain, you maintain. If not, you can keep it blank. So you can see there are some fields which are marked with star. Those fields are mandatory. If you don't enter those fields, it will not allow you to proceed. So base unit of measurement, let's say each. There are a lot of measurements available. Square inch, cubic inch. So whatever are the ISO related units of measurements are provided by SAP. Okay, so you need to select the one. So for example, when you are purchasing the kind of hard disk or processor, it will be each, right? Because each piece you have to pay. But when you are purchasing something like the grocery, in that case it will be in kg. right? Kilograms. If you are purchasing some liquid, it will be in liters. Okay, so those all things are available here in the unit of measurement. And then this is additional setting, material group. You can divide the material into goods, into services. Again, within goods, you can divide into trading goods, consumable goods. Okay, so again, these material groups can be configured. You can see how we can add more material groups into this, but as of now, just select on this and press enter. If you press enter, it will take you to the second tab. So from basic data 1, we are now into basic data 2. There is no field mandatory, just press enter, it will take you to the next one. It is taking you to the purchasing. In purchasing, there are some fields mandatory, but those are already maintained. So we can again click on enter and go to the next one, which is plant data and storage location. Again, no fields mandatory. If you want to maintain these fields, you can definitely enter the values, but if not, just keep on pressing enter. You can enter the gross weight and the net weight. Let's say this is 1 kg, this is also 1 kg. Okay, the weight of that particular material. And then finally, it is coming to the accounting section. Now, why accounting is required? If you do see in day one, we understood that SAP is an integrated system. Okay, what do you mean by integrated system? Integrated system means whatever information is entered once, it can be accessed by multiple departments. So, for example, if you are receiving a material, then definitely that material has to be accounted. There will be some debit entry, there will be some credit entry. So that debit and credit entries will be posted automatically because it's the integrated system. So now whenever we are talking about debit and credit, there will be accounts. There will be some GL accounts which will be debited and there will be some GL accounts which will be credited. So based on this valuation class, this is very important thing. Based on this valuation class, system will be able to determine which GL account to debit and which GL account to credit. Okay, so if you click on valuation class, there are different options. Let's select this raw material and then click on save. You can see material ledger is active and price determination indicator is true. It is coming from the settings that we maintain at the plant level. Okay, and click on save. The material number will be generated. There are different kinds of messages in SAP. There are warning messages, there are error messages. Warning messages are earlier they were yellow in SAP ECC, now they are kind of orange. And the error message is red. Okay, so if it is red, you cannot go ahead. If it is warning, it is just telling you that this information is missing. Do you want to update? If yes, you update it. If no, just press enter and it will get saved. Okay, so orange messages are not very serious messages. Those are just kind of reminders to you. Press enter and it will generate the material number for you 144. Okay, if you want to see the material, instead of mm01, which is to create, mm02 is to change. So if you want to change something, you go to mm02. If you want to display, don't allow to change, you can go to mm03. It will just allow you to display. I want to see the accounting information for plant PR11. Enter. So it will see it is not allowing you to change. It is just to display what settings are maintained. Okay, Abdul.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Just
So
regarding, yes,
yeah, please tell me.
yeah, regarding the valuation class, it's changed from j- material ledger.
No, valuation class has nothing to do with the material ledger. Valuation class was available in ECC also.
Okay.
Based on valuation class, system will be able to determine the GL. Do you know the integration between MM and FI? Have you
Yeah,
worked on that? Which is the T code where we maintain the GL accounts?
yeah, yeah.
What is that T code? Do you remember the T code?
FS00.
No, that is to create GL accounts. But once the GL
Okay.
account is created, if you want to assign it to MM related transactions, it is OB by C. You remember that?
Y- Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in OBYC, you maintain GL accounts based on the valuation class. I'll give you one example. If you go through this, our chart of account is INT, and you can see based on the valuation class, GL accounts are assigned.
Okay.
Right? This is my plant. Valuation modifier means plant. Valuation class is what we assign in the material master, and according to which GL account will be debited or credited is defined.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so Abdul, now a lot of practice is required from your side. I want you to complete all these things. I want you to create a vendor, create a material, and be ready for the procurement cycle to create a purchase requisition order and all.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so if you need any help, as I told you, you can ping me on my WhatsApp, or if you are getting any error, like yesterday you were getting error, just take a screenshot and write me on the
Yeah.
mail.
Okay, fine.
Okay, then, thank you.
Yeah,
Bye for
thank you.
today.
Yeah.
Share.